Who would have thought that these shellfish, quietly resting among the rocks and sand on the beach, would one day support a massive industry, worth tens of billions of dollars annually? That's right, we're talking about oysters, also known as mollusks. Globally, oysters are not only a delicacy on the dining table, but also one of the most valuable aquaculture species in marine ecological agriculture. According to data from the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, annual global oyster production exceeds 6 million tons, with a market size reaching 35 billion United States dollars. Especially in Europe, the United States, Japan, and Southeast Asia, oysters are widely consumed raw, baked, boiled, and in fine dining, with demand continuing to grow. China, in particular, has long held the title of the world's largest oyster producer, accounting for over 70% of global output, and is rightly known as the oyster kingdom of the world. The miraculous journey of oyster farming began along the southern coast of China. Cities such as Zhangjiang in Guangdong, Beihai in Guangxi, Dongshan in Fujian, and Rushan in Shandong, with their warm climates, nutrient-rich waters, and ideal intertidal zones, have become major oyster farming hubs. Primitive tidal flat farming methods existed in these areas over 1,000 years ago. Today, thanks to technological advances, these traditional fishing villages have transformed into modern aquaculture parks, producing tens of thousands of tons annually. The farming process for oysters is meticulous and scientific, generally divided into 5 main stages: breeding, seedling cultivation, grow-out, harvesting, and processing. The first step is selecting high-quality broodstock oysters, which are artificially stimulated to spawn in specialized breeding tanks. A single female oyster can release millions of eggs at a time. These mix with sperm released by male oysters, and fertilize in a temperature-controlled environment, forming attachable larvae within 48 hours. The second stage is nursery culture. The newly hatched larvae are placed in clean nursery tanks with suitable substrates such as shell fragments, or specially designed PVC plates. Water temperature is maintained between 22–26 degrees C, and salinity between 20–30, both critical for larval growth. The third stage is grow out. The juvenile oysters are attached to long ropes or floating rafts, drifting naturally with the waves while feeding on plankton in the seawater. Some advanced farms even use recirculating aquaculture systems, RAS, and automatic feeding devices to improve survival rates, growth speed, and reduce disease. Generally, it takes 8 to 12 months for oysters to grow from larvae to market size. Mature oysters are large, plump, and have clean shells. Market-preferred oysters can weigh over 100 grams each. The fourth stage is harvesting, usually done during low tide. Workers use oyster lifting machines or manually hoist entire oyster strings, or racks to shore. This process must be handled gently to avoid shell breakage or contamination. The fifth stage is processing. Oysters go through automated cleaning lines to remove mud and attachments. Depending on market demand, they are then processed into various products such as shelled oysters, shucked oyster meat, quick frozen oysters, and seasoned canned oysters. Modern processing plants typically use cold chain logistics and ozone sterilization to ensure food safety and meet the standards of high-end markets like Europe and the US. Oysters are not only delicious but also highly nutritious. They are rich in protein, low in fat, and packed with trace elements, especially zinc, iron, and selenium, earning them the nickname, milk of the sea. In Western countries, oysters are often seen as luxury fare, paired with lemon, champagne, or hot sauce. In Asia, they are popular in grilled, steamed, or pan-fried forms and deeply loved by the public. More importantly, oyster farming requires virtually no additional feeding. They grow by filtering microorganisms from seawater, making the practice environmentally friendly and capable of purifying water bodies and improving ecosystems. Thus, oyster farming is hailed as a model of zero-carbon aquaculture. Within the industrial chain, oysters not only create employment in coastal rural areas but also boost tourism. Millions of visitors flock to oyster towns each year to join oyster festivals and enjoy a feast of food and culture. Today, China is propelling its traditional oyster industry onto the global stage through branding, standardization, and digitalization. From blockchain traceability systems and export-grade processing facilities to smart, marine ranch platforms, Chinese oysters are becoming some of the most competitive seafood products on the international market. This is the story of Chinese oysters, from mudflats to dinner tables, from wild harvesting to smart farming, from small-scale fisher trade to a national export pillar. It's more than just a shellfish, it's the protagonist of an industrial revolution. Thanks for watching this episode. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We'll bring you more untold stories from the world of aquaculture. See you next time.